I am Matthew, and I am her significant other, also known as fiance, a person she puts up with. It taught me that things can change really fast, all of a sudden, out of nowhere. It's also taught me not to really take things for granted that I can do all the time. You know? All the energy that I have right now, being with someone who has this issue has really taught me to appreciate the energy that I have right now. Seeing how it has affected her. Seeing her go from
hyper and crazy.
Yeah. Hyper and crazy, super energetic, to not nearly as much energy as she used to have. I mean,
even just like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a lot of back and forth, and he's seen a lot of it. A lot of it. He's one of the only people that I actually allow to see me in that kind of way, because I don't like that. And that's been a difficult part of this for me, is trying to learn to let him be there for me, because it's not as easy as you would think.
Something that has surprised me is seeing how strong this woman is through all of this. She has been absolutely amazing. I'm very proud of her. Through all of the low points that you see someone going through this, you'll see a lot of low points. It's difficult sometimes to point out the high points. As I stated before, the high points, I'm sure I've seen her. She's become a stronger person through this. And I have been able to witness it. Mm-hmm. Yes.
He was actually the person who helped me test my limits in 2015 after my gallbladder surgery, because I was so scared of going in anywhere, or even just being able to go out and ride around in the car. And we went out for a few hours, and this is actually how we started hanging out again. Mm-hmm. And how we ended up getting into a relationship. We would go into Walmart for all of 5 minutes, because I was like, well, you know what, I think I'm going to give it a shot. And then he would help me test it, and if I start to have an episode whenever we're in anywhere, he doesn't try to force me to keep going or anything if I'm just too bad. But if he thinks that I can, then he cheers me on a lot. So
mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know, for the most part, it hasn't. I'm still pretty sure of what I want and how I picture things going on. Sure, there's going to be a couple bumps in the roads, but it's really nothing compared to what I have planned. You know, I've just been there for her as much as I possibly can whenever she needed me. Really, that's the best you can do for someone in her situation. This ailment is very intense on testing your ability for your patience. If you're not a very patient person, it's going to be a very difficult relationship between you two.
Yeah, and you knew that going into it, because, you know, I kind of tried to push away the whole relationship idea at first, because, you know, I knew how stressful it was just on myself, and, you know, I didn't want to put him in that situation, but he really stepped up and proved to me that he was committed and that he could handle being with someone that has a chronic illness. And so, and here we are now.
Yeah, absolutely. She also needed someone to help her out too. I mean, she wasn't really going to get very far too fast if she didn't have someone to lean on, and I was doing the best I could just by being there with her. The best advice that I can give anybody who is in a relationship with someone who has this ailment would be to just always be there for them. Don't be too busy for them. They need you.
Yeah.
They absolutely do. And, you know, it doesn't have to be anything expense-wise. Just being next to them can help them out. Hearing their thoughts for the day, just talking to them, it helps them out a ton to work through this ailment.
All right, you did great, baby. Yay!
I tried.
So good. So proud of you. All right, we're gonna go before we get too off of many bloopers.
Yeah. Come on now.